A couple of points about putting them on the rail. You don't get too fussy about spacing them to the knuckles. Obviously, we don't know yet where that position is going to be until the hammers are aligned with the string, so ignore that. But a couple of things to keep in mind is that you might want to consider centering the screw in the center of the flange. I can see a couple of these that I can correct already, but the screw shank is actually smaller than the hole in the whip-in, which allows for some lateral movement later on for some spacing considerations. But for now, put them in the center and save the motion for later, for changes later. Another thing, as you put them on, you might have a look to how the very top of the repetition lever, the buckskin that makes contact with the drop screw, you can easily see through there and see that the relationship of the buckskin top of the rep lever is pretty much pointing directly at the let-off button. Now see, here's one that's guaranteed to be trouble later on because it's too far off. So right here, see that? Now even at this preliminary stage of the game, this one I would paper because it's clearly off. The others that are close, leave alone for now, because later on you may have to make changes anyhow. Another thing you can do as you're going along is you can lift the whip-in, and you can see that the jack tender's more or less making contact with the center portion of the let-off button. This one is off in every way possible. Point is, don't get too fussy about spacing right now, but take care of the worst and center your screws in the flanges and paper the worst of them. Here's a little tip. If you're right-handed, you might want to consider installing your whip-ins from the base to the treble. Before I actually commit to putting a screw in here, I push firmly with my thumb and have it laterally spaced about where it should be, and then just sort of lever it up like this, and I can see immediately that this one looks like it's okay for now. But if I were to find it way off, I would paper this one on the correct side right now. When papering these flanges, make sure that the paper covers the special Steinway Cove cutout all the way, especially on this rail, because it really only makes contact in this groove and that groove there.